This episode of the Golf Gambling Podcast from the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Sign up with promo code GOLF SGPN to score up to $1,000 in bonus cash. We're also brought to you by Rhythm. Get your 7-day free trial by going to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/RITHMM. Everything in the SGPN merch store is 10% off with promo code FOOTBALL. I'd recommend getting a hat or a shirt. They also have some Golf Gambling Podcast merch as well. Plus, football kicks off this week. Tune into the Sports Gambling Podcast and the College Football Experience for Week 1 picks. All right, we have the Tour Championship DFS picks. Obviously, only a 30-man field, so it's going to be a quick run-through of all the names, talking about their starting strokes, talking about who I think is going to play well. And also going to go through before we start probably like who's starting where. So let's do that. So let's run through the 30 names. At 10 under, we have Scotty Scheffler, number 1. 8 under, Xander Schauffele. 7, Hideki Matsuyama. 6 under, Keegan Bradley. 5 under, Ludwig Aubert. At 4 under, we have a few names: Rory McIlroy, Colin Morikawa, Wyndham Clark, Sam Burns, Patrick Cantlay. 3 under, we also have a few names: Sung J M, Sahith Theegala, Shane Lowry, Adam Scott, and Tony Finau. At 2 under, we have Ben On, Victor Hovland, Russell Henley, Akshay Bhatia, and Bob Mack. 1 under, we have Billy Horschel, Tommy Fleetwood, Seb Straka, Matthew Pavone, and Taylor Pendrith. And then 5 names at even par: Chris Kirk, Tom Hoagie, Aaron Rai, Christian Bezadenhout, and Justin Thomas. Those are the 30 representing the Tour for the Tour Championship. I'm going to bring up the DFS pool. Here is the DFS board. Obviously, Scotty leads the way, and he's got a nice price of 12-2. I thought he'd be up closer to 13K, but obviously the starting strokes are going to help, and in the end of the golf tournament, you're going to have the winner in your lineup. But the birdies and everything is going to pay out the same. So I'm not sure if you're going to want to load up with the top of the leaderboard. Although I will say the last few years, the guy who's won this Tour Championship has either won or been close to winning the Shadow leaderboard. So let's talk about the top of the leaderboard. Scotty Scheffler, Xander Schauffele, Hideki Matsuyama, all above 10K. Hideki, I think, is going to go super, super unowned because, 1, he's not one of those 2 names, and 2, you saw what happened last week. Hideki shot that great round of 5 under, woke up and it's like, nah, I'm good. My back hurts. I'm not playing golf anymore. That's always a threat with Hideki Matsuyama. It really is. But it was tough to see. Like the week after he won, he lost out on a ton of money, and he was playing really good and probably would have been in the mix, at least going into the weekend in Colorado. So that being said, I don't think he's going to be super unowned. And sub 11%, I think you got to sprinkle some Hideki Matsuyama. Now, Scotty and Xander, I think, are definitely interesting names. Scotty has the best season. Xander has a great season, and Xander has the course history. Now, there is renovations that went down at East Lake, so bear with me. I am got back from Colorado 2 days ago, and I've been feeling under the weather since, so you probably hear it in my voice. I felt I felt better than I do right now, but we still got to crush the content. So Scotty Scheffler and Xander Schauffele are at the top. And ask yourself a question: can you build with both of them? If you do, what does that leave you? Should I pick one of them? So first, let's put both of them in a lineup and see what it leaves us. If we bet Scotty and Xander, look, we're left with we can dumpster dive. We put Scotty and Xander in there, then we have to go all the way down to the 6K range. And don't worry, the 6K range will be live because I have a show on the 6K range, which I will get into. We put guys like, which I love. I love Chris Kirk. I love Taylor Pendrith. And I love Seb Straka. And that leaves you with a nice little click at $8,300 or more. You can get Victor Hovland. You can get Wyndham Clark. So, with that being said, you can – wait, did I click – I actually might have clicked Scotty and Decky. No, I didn't. Okay. So, Scotty and – I did click Scotty and Decky. Fuck. Scotty and Xander. So, you could still build it. $6,700 if you go down to Kirk and you go down to Pendrith and you go down to Straka. That leaves you with 7-4. So you could definitely get a guy like Henley, a guy like Ben On. It can be done. But now let's talk about who I want to pick between these 2 guys. So Xander's going to be very chalky. Xander has the course history. Xander's won here before. Xander loves to finish inside the top 5 at East Lake. The renovations have happened, and Xander has been on the records for saying, I hope they didn't do too much because I love it here. Now, that they weren't insane renovations, but they're going to be some changes to the golf course. It's going to change the sight lines off the tee, and it's going to make the course play a lot firmer in the fairways, and especially in the greens. No matter what course it is, no matter where it is in the country, new greens are going to play really firm, and I expect these greens to play really firm. Combine that with them shaving some rough, and this is going to make the around the green play far more emphasized, which not that it's going to change the golf course too much, but I think it's going to boost Scotty's chances, because think of a firm and fast Bermuda golf course in the Southeast, Bay Hill, and Scotty Scheffler has done very well there. So gun in my head, I think Scotty wins this golf tournament. I think he gets the job done and wins this tournament wins his first FedEx Cup. We saw how mad he was in Colorado that he wasn't playing his best golf. And I think that's going to parlay into him bucking up here and winning this golf tournament. He knows that this is one of the last things he hasn't done. So I think it's gonna happen this year. Whoever wins this, I think, is gonna get the Player of the Year, and it's gonna come down to the wire. But if I gun in my head, I'm gonna go with Scotty at the top of this range. So let's go down to this 9K range. Let me fix my screen real quick, and then we'll get up there. All right, 9,900 Ludwig down to 9,1 Colin Morikawa. And there's definitely some interesting names in this range. I'm gonna say right now, I think my favorite guy is Patrick Cantlay. Patrick Cantlay has. I don't think he's going to go super. I don't think he's going to be super chalky. I think people are going to click Rory, click Ludwig. But Patrick Cantlay has gained on approach in 6 straight starts. And he is really solid, at least has been really solid the last 2 years, putting on Bermuda after he moved to Jupiter. So I'm definitely down for some PC at this 9.4 price. He's trending in the right direction. And he was really close to playing some good golf. He played fine, but he's really close to posting a really good result at the BMW Championship, but he kind of messed up on a few swings on the back 9. But I like Pat's recent approach game to make him pop. Ludwig, I'm fine with. He's got the big boy ball striking to play well here and gain tee to green. Rory, I do think it's going to be a good week for Rory because the firmness in the greens is going to suit a high ball hitter. It's kind of similar to what we saw at Pinehurst. Rory McIlroy is a high ball hitter, and if these new greens are going to be bouncy, that should suit Rory McIlroy. There is a world for Rory McIlroy to gain infinity off the tee and then just hit a ton of greens to 25 feet, make your par move on. I do like. With that being said, I do think this is going to be a higher scoring tour championship, meaning in terms of the shadow leaderboard. I don't think it's going to be as many birdies as we've seen the last few years. I think minus 19 won last year. I would say closer to 15 will win this year. So, and I don't love Colin Morikawa. I was on him last week, and the ball striking just didn't really speak to me. But so you're asking Colin to do a lot. If you roll some birdie putts, if the ball striking's not there, that doesn't sound like Colin Morikawa. So I do like Patrick Cantlay in this 9K range. He's my favorite guy. Let's scroll down a little bit to the 8K range. Keegan, 8.7. I think that's a bit of a jump. I don't think he should be that much. I think guys like Sam Burns is going to be really, really chalky. Honestly, I could see a world in which Keegan is just so not owned because he's too high, but still I don't think it's going to be worth it, even though he starts at 4 under, 6 under? No, he starts at 6 under. I don't think it's worth it at this price. There's a world for Sam Burns to make a ton of birdies, but I think he's going to be really, really chalky. I think he's going to be one of the most chalky guys on this leaderboard. But Victor Hovland obviously did it last year, was playing good golf. But I really like Wyndham Clark. He's a guy who led the field off the tee last week, didn't hit his irons well, but you're getting the driver putter build on a golf course that suits a driver putter build. He's fine around the green. And what I love more than anything is I love Wyndham Clark in chasers mode. I love when he's like, all right, I got to go make a ton of birdies. I'm playing from behind and go do it. And that's what we have here. At $8,100, you're getting a high ceiling golfer. So I love Wyndham in this 7K range. But before we get into the 7K range, really quickly, Underdog Fantasy. Head over to Underdog Fantasy, play Pick'em for a chance to win your 1,000x entry. We played Underdog Fantasy last week, won in both days. Very small profits, though. Wasn't very fun. Play fantasy football the right way with the Best Ball Mania. It's live with $15 million in prizes. You can now use specials and boosts on all flex entries. Head over to the SGPN website to see my Underdog picks for this week. Sign up with code GOLFSGPN, SGPN to claim your special pick, plus first-time deposit offer up to $1,000. Underdog Fantasy promo code GOLFSGPN, and then a Rhythm. Have you ever wanted to create your own sports betting models for football? Do you even know what a sports betting model is? SGPN's proud partner, Rhythm, is the #1 AI-powered sports betting platform that helps provide bettors of all levels the ability to build custom models in seconds. Build your own model, copy one of the top performing models, or press build a model for me, and Rhythm will give you predictions for every game and player prop. Also has a myriad of stats, research tools, trend analysis, and more. The Rhythm college football experience modeled love Delaware State and the points this weekend. Build your own model and get ready for week 1 of college football. Claim your 7-day free trial by going to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/rhythm. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/RITHMM. All right, screen is coming back up, and we're talking about the 7K range. Here we go. 7K range for this week's Tour Championship. Adam Scott is the way at 7'9". Tony Finau, 7'7", Tommy Fleetwood, Sung Jae Im, Ross Henley, Shane Lowry, Ben On, Billy Horschel, Sahith Theegala. I'll say right now, why the hell is Adam Scott 79? Is it because of his starting strokes? I think so. In no world should Adam Scott be priced ahead of Tommy Fleetwood, Tony Finau, and Sung Jae Im. This range right here, from Finau down to Henley, is going to be extremely chalky. But one, maybe even two of these guys will be in the optimal lineup, and that just goes you have to select who you want. I could see a world for any of them. I'll probably go with one of the least chalky guys because there's a path for them all to play well. Tony Finau's path to success is use that high ball flight to success. Like, he played really well at Pinehurst. Kind of like him in the Shadow leaderboard this week. Tommy Fleetwood, he's just been absolutely striping the golf ball for the last 2 months. Sung Jae Im is an Atlanta native, loves putting on Bermuda. Russell Henley has been striping the ball on approach, and he loves Bermuda. Shane Lowry is making his first trip here, but he's a guy who always plays well at API. So this range I really, really like. I'd prefer anyone from Tony Finau down to Lowry. I don't love Ben On, Billy Horschel, or Sahith Theegala. I think you're going to get a really chalky Billy Horschel, even though the course fit makes sense. And Sahith, I believe, is just checked out. What he did last week, we faded him to oblivion, and we cashed. 6K range, not going to touch on it too hard because we have a show on the 6K range. But I will say quickly, I like Sepp Straka. He putted it really well last week for the first time in a while, and he's great on Bermuda. It's about time he pays off this great ball striking season. So tune into the rest of the content. Just wanted to go through the DFS prices really quickly. And we got the 6K and Cannons coming later this week. So I'll catch you guys then. Any questions, you know where to find me. Peace out.